Imagine being hungry almost every day. That was normal life for ancient humans. Food wasn't guaranteed. If hunting failed, people simply went hungry. But one day, humans noticed something strange. Wild grasses were producing edible seeds. They began collecting these seeds wherever they could find them. At first, it was just another food source. Then, something unexpected happened. Some seeds fell onto the ground and were left behind. Weeks later, tiny new plants appeared. Humans may have realized where they came from. That discovery sparked a powerful idea. What if plants could be grown on purpose? Instead of only gathering food, people started experimenting. They planted seeds themselves. No one knew if it would work, but that simple experiment could change history forever. So, when did humans actually start planting crops? The answer is far older than most people think. The earliest evidence of farming dates back roughly 12,000 years. That means agriculture is older than most civilizations. In regions like the Fertile Crescent, people found wild wheat and barley, plants that would change human history forever. At first, humans still hunted and gathered. Farming started as a small side experiment. Over time, people noticed something important. Some plants produced bigger and better seeds, so they kept planting those seeds again and again. Without knowing it, they were changing nature itself. Generation after generation, crops became more useful. Humans were slowly creating the first domesticated plants. For the first time, food could be stored. People didn't have to search for every meal. More food meant more children survived. Communities started becoming larger and stronger. Small camps slowly turned into permanent villages. Human life was beginning to transform. But farming also created a surprising new problem, one that would affect humanity for thousands of years. Farming solved many problems, but it didn't make life instantly easy. Stored food attracted pests and thieves. Protecting supplies became a new challenge. For the first time, people owned valuable food reserves, and that changed how communities worked. Farming also required hard labor. Fields needed constant care and attention. Ironically, some early farmers worked harder than hunters, yet they gained something priceless: stability. Because food stayed in one place, people stayed too. Permanent settlements became possible. Villages grew larger every generation. Human populations began to explode. Surplus food allowed trade to develop. Not everyone needed to grow food anymore. Craftsmen, builders, and leaders appeared. Society was becoming more complex, and all of it started with a few seeds in the ground. The world would never be the same again. What's fascinating is that farming wasn't invented only once. Different groups discovered it independently. In the Middle East, wheat and barley became popular. Elsewhere, completely different crops emerged. In Asia, early farmers learned to grow rice, an innovation that would feed billions of people. In the Americas, maize became a revolutionary crop. Entire civilizations would depend on it. Humans across the world were solving the same problem. How do you create a reliable food supply? The answer was agriculture, and it transformed family life forever. More food meant larger populations. Larger populations meant bigger societies. Century after century, farming techniques improved. Knowledge was passed down through generations. Harvests became larger than ever before. Humanity was gaining control over its future. But one question remains. Why did farming become so successful in the first place? So, why did farming win? Why didn't humans simply keep hunting and gathering? The answer is reliability. Hunting could fail at any moment. Wild food sources were unpredictable. Entire groups could face hunger. Farming wasn't perfect, but it offered something new: control. People could plan for the future. That changed everything. Extra food could be saved for difficult times. Survival became less uncertain. Families became larger and more secure. Communities grew stronger. Soon, agriculture became the foundation of daily life. Most people depended on it. Without farming, there would be no cities, no kingdoms, and no great civilizations. A simple idea had become humanity's greatest breakthrough. The agricultural revolution was changing the world. Think about how small the beginning was. Just a handful of seeds planted in the soil. Yet, over thousands of years, that simple act reshaped human history. Fields expanded across entire regions. Nature itself began changing alongside humans. Cities became possible because farmers produced enough food. Millions could now live together. New inventions appeared as societies grew. People finally had time to specialize. Writing, trade, and government all flourished. Agriculture helped make them possible. The world's first great civilizations emerged. Their roots were buried in farmland. Even today's crops are descendants of plants selected by ancient farmers. Every meal you eat carries part of that legacy. The agricultural revolution still feeds the world. But the most incredible part is this. It may all have started with simple human curiosity. So, when did ancient humans first plant crops? Around 12,000 years ago, a quiet revolution began. No one knew they were changing history. They were simply trying to survive. A few planted seeds became reliable harvests. Reliable harvests became villages. Villages became cities. And cities became civilizations. Almost everything we associate with human progress traces back to this incredible breakthrough. Today, farms feed billions of people. Their story began with ancient experiments. Without agriculture, the modern world would not exist. History would look completely different. Sometimes, the biggest changes start with the smallest actions. A single seed can transform the future. Ancient humans didn't just discover farming, they discovered a new way of living. And that is how planting a few seeds thousands of years ago helped create the world we know today.